Welcome back everyone, and welcome to Chapter 2 of The Evil Within on Akumu difficulty. So I've mentioned in Chapter 1, but in this chapter we're going to get through this chapter without using a single bullet. And we're going to kill everyone, not everyone, we actually leave one person alive, which is Connolly, who is the guy you find next to the handgun. But we're going to kill everyone with either matches, sneak kills, and the fucking hay thing. I don't know what it's called. But this is the first introduction into Akumu difficulty. Because chapter 1, I think we can all agree that's just super scripted. It doesn't count. This is where the game really begins. Now, right here, the chapter starts off in this a mental hospital asylum place. It's a safe space. Safe space. I apologize for the shitty commentary. Yeah, as I've mentioned in the first chapter, my footage contains random glitches because shitty internet, and that it is what it is. If quality's bad, I replay the chapter, hoping to get better quality. Now, this chapter introduces us to keys as well as upgrades. Again, fucking glitchy footage again. Yeah, we don't actually upgrade anything here, I don't think. Oh, there's a map fragment. We don't upgrade anything until the next time we come across a mirror, which is about halfway through the chapter. And we upgrade two things, if I remember. We upgrade the match stock to level 2 and handgun ammunition stock to level 2. Cheap, and we want that so then we can pick up more items to carry over into chapter 3. Because in chapter 3, there's like a strategy we use that requires a hefty amount of handgun ammo, especially if you use it as like if you use that strat as sort of like an emergency in case you get caught. It sounds confusing now, and it does sound intimidating, but I assure you, it's not as hard as it sounds. Now, come out of the ambulance, there's a syringe right in front of you. This is the most important syringe in the game. Equip this so you can run, and it's doing the glitch thing again. Green gel next to that weird tray thing, it's not even a tray, and then one behind the ambulance. And then continue. Now, mind you, it's very important to mind your stamina, because as you can see, it's very bad. You run for like 2 seconds and you're already suffering a penalty. A good thing to do is to just click the LB, left bumper, and just sprint in bursts. Or you could just sprint outright and then just let go as soon as Sebastian's about to basically collapse. But definitely mind the stamina bar at all times, because if you stop running, you're dead, essentially. You're always going to want to keep moving unless you're sneaking around. Now here we come across the first enemy of the game, which is Oscar Connolly. Now we're not going to kill this guy. We're actually going to kind of, if you've played Dead by Daylight, you're going to know what 360ing is. We're going to do that on this guy. We're going to move to the right and then quickly 360 around him to the left, run in, grab the green gel, and then immediately run out into the cave. And you're going to see me perform this here. I've done this countless times on all of my playthroughs, and I've never got caught by him. He does this every time. And yeah, Resident Evil reference right there. Now you're going to see me go to the right and then quickly go around into the left, baiting out his attack, run in, get the green gel, run out. You could break the boxes and grab whatever the hell comes out of the boxes, but the boxes are very random. Okay, go to the left here, and yeah, green gel. And then continue on. Again, glitchy gameplay, but you can still see what's happening. Now the boxes in this game are completely random. Now everything that's outside of enemy drops and box drops are completely the same. But When you kill an enemy, you could get nothing, you could get green gel, you could get ammunition, you could get syringes. And the same applies to boxes, and it is completely random. So you might have less green gel than me, or more green gel than me, or less ammo than me, or more ammo than me. But we'll have roughly the same amount. And right then was a trap. I assume you know what trap arts are. Very useful, especially for the I mean, you can only use it for the crossbow, but crossbow is going to be the saving grace for this playthrough, as well as this thing that's coming up, matches. Matches are going to be very useful in saving ammunition. And go behind you, break the box in case you get something, and again, the fucking glitch thing there. I think I actually saw the glitch, and then I kind of go back on it to show you where to go to get that box. And now we're coming up to the mirror where we actually upgrade our items. Oh, not items, I'm fucking stupid. We actually upgrade our stock. I have it in my notes here. You upgrade the matches stock to level 2, and then the handgun ammunition stock to level 2. And then that's it. And then you move on to the next area. Of course, saving the game, obviously. And again, if you've followed along so far with the green gel I picked up, you should have enough.
What the? Here again. I must be losing it. I don't know if that was a bad dream, or this is.
And there's my stick drift again. If I can beat this with a stick drift, if you have a normal controller, then I think you should be fine with when it comes to aiming. So here I just go to stock, and then go to the top one and the bottom one. Just upgrade those two. And if you couldn't really tell, this isn't live commentary. I've already recorded the gameplay for chapters 1 to 5, although I'm gonna have to redo 4 and 5 due to glitchy gameplay. But I am speaking over what has already been done, and there's a few crossfades in here because I rely on the emergency haystack, which I'll be talking about in a moment. So this next part of the game, no, not next part, this next section of the chapter, after you sneak kill this guy, is going to be where the actual meat of the chapter is. Now this guy, you can run up behind him and then sneak kill him. This guy is kind of scripted. He won't see you for some fucking reason. So just run up behind him. Mind your stamina, again, very important. So I am aware you can turn your lantern on and off, but I highly recommend keeping your lantern off when it comes to surrounding enemies, because even though they don't outright see where you are with the lantern on, they still like notice the lantern. And there's me not looking at my fucking stamina, and I suffered for it. Thankfully there's no enemies about. Anyway, there's the first key, first of many, I think 32. We're gonna get enough to open up the safes. So this is where the first proper enemy is. There's gonna be a cutscene, just skip it. And there's gonna be two enemies, and they're both part ways. One goes to the left, one goes to the right. We're gonna sneak kill the one that goes off to the left. We got attacked by a silent bub. We're gonna go off and kill the guy who goes off to the left, and then after that, kill the guy who goes off to the right. And you see this haystack right here? This is what I'm naming the emergency haystack. So after this part, you're going to come across another checkpoint and then a bunch of enemies. If you ever get caught in the next section, run back over here to the emergency haystack, and either two things will happen. Either the enemy will drop chase and go back to its original routine, which then you can follow along the guide with, or they will follow you to the haystack and then you can match the hay and kill the guys. If you end up using the haystack and you come back here again with the enemy still chasing you, go inside the building to the right of where we are right now, and then hide in the wardrobe. Now, as you saw, I sneak killed this guy. I looked at other guides in, reference, comparing my guide to other people's guides, and people just took the bottles, threw them at their heads, and sneak kill them, which can kill, but I feel like not a lot of people can do that. And again, I can't speak. What was it? Prioritizing my guides in. It's easy. Yeah, it's easy to do. Well, for the most part, after all, considering the difficulty we are playing on. Now, as soon as the enemy turns right, move to your right and then stab him in the head. Now, when you actually hide around that corner, make sure you don't accidentally go up the stairs because he will see you. And then, yeah, after you kill those two enemies, you're good for this area. Just loot the building next to you and be mindful of the wire trap. Now there's a trap in this game called the time bomb trap, which requires you to click A or X, depending on the console, for the pin to stop out on the blue bar. On Akumu, that blue bar is really small, and when you click A, it doesn't stop immediately. It stops like 2 seconds afterwards or something like that. So it's very hard to pull off. So in this playthrough, for the sake of more accessibility for everyone, we're not doing those time bombs. And we don't see them till chapter 3 anyway. So here, just you get a checkpoint, and remember, keep in mind if you ever get caught, run back to the emergency haystack. Now move on to the left behind this wall. That wall I'm at right now, it's like, if it really depends where this guy with the torch is. You want to move up to where I am, and there's a crossfade there. So the guy with the torch will eventually, he has like he walks in the circle, and when he gets next to the wall that you're currently on now, and he goes left, just kind of go on behind him and sneak kill him. And he could drop ammo, green gel, or absolutely nothing. I think he drops nothing, but you want his torch. When you get his torch, turn around, and there's going to be that wall. Stick to the left, the right of the wall, as close into the wall as you can, and then run up to the guy, and he'll do like an animation of spotting you, making him pretty much defenseless for you to hit him. Now, what I recommend doing, if you're ever using an axe or torch, highly recommend aiming before hitting, because Sebastian can sometimes accidentally do an animation where he kicks the enemy. So always click left trigger before hitting the right trigger when using insta-kill weapons. And then kind of move around to the left to the side of the building, and then sneak up to the side, and then wait for this guy to turn his back for you to sneak kill him. And after this, we got to perform something that's probably the most intimidating part of the chapter. But honestly, it's not as hard as it looks. It's just intimidating because there's a lot of guys chasing you. Yeah, sneak kill him, and then pick up his torch, and then leave it in the corner that I leave it in, and it's there for emergencies. So then the game will glitch, if I remember, but there's a bottle right next to that door frame. I pick it up, throw it next to the cabinet, and you'll attract either 3 or 4 guys. If you attract 4 guys, that is amazing. If you attract 3 guys, that's just as good. I'll show you where the 4th guy is, because it's always the same guy missing. When 3 or 4 guys show up, stand in front of the door frame and they'll blow up, triggering the trap. And then kind of wait until they all start chasing you out the door, and then run towards the back of the haystack, wait for them to get close, and then burn the hay, and that will kill all of the guys that chase you. Now that emergency torch is there in case anyone is still alive from the explosive trap as they're still recovering. For example, you'll see some guys kind of walking backwards, and then depending who it is. So this guy right here is the 4th guy I was talking about earlier, which if he doesn't, get killed by the haystack, this is what you're meant to do. So I kind of loot that cupboard. But yeah, I took the emergency torch, and then I ran around this side of the building. Make sure you go around this side of the building, around the back, because then you'll probably get caught if you go around the front. Now here, this is completely pointless. I just like to have full health, for I guess OCD reasons. So up to this point, there are 2 enemies left in the area that aren't dormant. They're both active. And right now there's a bear trap to the left of us and to the right of us, and I take them both out. When you take them both out, watch out for the enemies. One enemy will, okay, it fucking glitched, but one enemy will be patrolling the left side of this building, and the other one, who is the fourth guy that I was talking about, will be patrolling the inside of this building. We're going to take out the guy on the inside of the building first, but we're going to wait for his patrol patterns to work in our favor. We're going to use the enemy's path against him. Now there's a crossfade here because I had to wait like 3 minutes for his path. He would come towards the building where he is right now, and then he turns around. As soon as he turns around, sneak kill him. Although if he somehow spots you or something, just use the torch against him, and don't forget to aim. But after you take this guy out, if you didn't already take him out with the bomb, I actually pathways to the right, and I get these two trap parts. And after I get the two trap parts, I go off to kill the final guy that isn't dormant. I moved down here for some reason. Don't do that. Again, it kind of, yeah, you see, I kind of realized, like, what the fuck am I doing? Now here, as I wait so long for the guy to get to that, like, side of the house, I forgot if I did the bear trap here, which I did, but, yeah, don't forget to do those two bear traps. And now for this guy, this is the final guy alive that isn't asleep. Just wait for him to turn his back and sneak up and kill him. And if at any point you get caught, just run back to the haystack, the emergency haystack I was talking about, and they will usually drop chase and run back to their normal routes, which then you can follow along. And then I just left the torch there because I don't need it anymore. So then I go to like the left side of the building coming up ahead, which there are 3 bear traps, and I didn't want to use them on enemies because I wanted to use them for myself, because trap parts are very useful in this game. I cannot stress how useful trap parts are. Yeah, after this we got another intimidating part coming up after I loot this building. So there are 4 enemies by the exit gate on Akumu, whereas in survival and casual there are 3, but in here there are 4. There's going to be a crossfade because I re-recorded this chapter because this part glitched. So I got a glitchless version. It says 4 enemies, 2 guys are together, we match them. We match them, killing both of them with 1 match. And then we sneak kill the 3rd guy as he's getting up, and then the 4th guy will chase us, and we want him to chase us down the hill. And I'm showing you where they are. So here's the crossfade, and this is what you're meant to do. Match these 2 enemies. Make sure you're in the middle of them. Get behind this guy, sneak kill him. That guy almost grabbed me. And then just run away. Just fucking run away. But make sure you don't completely leave him in the dust. You want him to tag along behind you. He actually ended up running back just to get his attention. I think he got caught in a fence here. Yeah, I think he did. Yeah. You'll know if they catch you or if they see you, because they most of the time they always do the point. You want to at least drag him out past the bear trap section where the 3 bear traps were, and eventually he will walk back. Some enemies, when they walk back to their original paths, they run. This guy, he walks back, giving you enough time to stab him in the back of the head. And you're going to see, sometimes he might be right behind your ass throughout the whole hill, and you might even have to use the haystack. But just keep an eye on his movement. And if he's sprinting after you. If he's not sprinting, and he's walking, he doesn't know where you are. And here he turns around, and I take this as an opportunity to stab him in the back of the head. And after that, you're basically done with the chapter. But there's still one area left for us to do, and it is optional. But we're going to do it because we want the key, and we also want extra loot. And it's it's back where you torched that guy, the 2nd guy. And yeah, here I go to the guys I matched just for loot. I like checking for loot. I got green gel. Oh, my stamina, I didn't check it. Apparently when you run out of stamina, you gotta spam A or X, and it will recover your stamina faster, but I think it's a tiny difference. Now here I pretty much make my way to the key. So there's 3 guys we gotta kill. One of them we just do not worry about at all, he's dormant. So there's 2 guys we actually have to worry about. One of them is patrolling the outside of the house, and the other one is inside of the house, and every now and then he comes out of the house to visit the front of the house for some reason. So here, make your way to pretty much the same place I'm going, and here you gotta find the right time to sneak kill the guy patrolling the outside. You gotta sneak kill him while the other guy is on his path and he's on the inside of the building. Here I think I end up waiting 2 minutes. You can go at it from the left side of the building, which I do eventually do, but in my opinion, going at it from the left side of this wall, not building, yeah, the wall, is way more riskier than going for the right side of the wall. But you just gotta improvise this part on either going right side or the left side, depending on the guy inside the building coming out, like when he comes out. Here's a crossfade. I wait for the guy to go back inside, and then I go for the guy with the torch. Make sure the door is closed when he goes back in. And then I quickly stab him in the back of the head. I think you have roughly about 20 to 30 seconds before he comes back out. Here I grab the torch. Do not use it on that guy. Here I grab the torch just to place it behind the wall, so I can be like, oh, this is where I want it. So here there's a bottle right where I am right now. Throw it outside the door to get the guy's attention. He'll come out of the door, and what you're going to want to do is get his attention and then run down to the emergency haystack. And like I said, either he will drop chase and walk back, which then you can stab him in the back of his head, killing him. Or if he doesn't drop chase, use the emergency haystack on him, burning him. If he does, if you have already used the haystack and he actually does run all the way back to the haystack, go inside the building and the building near the haystack and hide in the wardrobe and wait for him to fuck off. Eventually he drops chase, and then I kind of sneak my way back up the hill. You gotta be careful with this guy, because sometimes he does this thing where he climbs this fence for no reason and then climbs it again. When he climbs a fence, he can most likely see you, so stay a good distance behind him. Here you can just about see he's climbed the fence, and then he climbs it again, because it just leads to a dead end, which makes me confused on why he climbed it in the first place. Yeah, it glitched, but he climbs it, or he's already climbed it. I'm obviously waiting for a reason, so he hasn't climbed it yet. There you go, there he climbs it. And then pretty much as soon as he's like, he might not do that for you, that's the thing. It's a bit RNG. But just stab him in the back of his head, because this is one of the guys who walks back to his destination instead of sprinting. So you have enough time to stab him in the back of his head. And after you kill this guy, there's one guy left to worry about, and he is very easy, because he's on the floor and we're going to kill him instantly before he even gets a chance. So grab that torch you got from killing that guy at patrolling in front of the house, and you're going to enter through the window on the right side of the building. Grab the green gel, the bullets, and then you go watch out for the wire trap in this corridor. I like to have my lantern on so I can see better on where the wire is. But as long as you crouch, you should be fine. And then I leave the torch outside of the door of where that guy is, which you see right there. He's lying down on the ground. And I come back here and I loot the rest of the house. That guy lying down on the floor next to me, he's dead. He's just there to scare you into wasting a match, I think. But don't worry, he is not alive. And voice crack, and I loot the rest of the building. And when you loot the rest of the building, come back to the torch, and again, make 100%, make sure you aim, because if you don't aim, you will kick him. So aim with the torch, otherwise you will fucking die, because if you kick him, he'll spring up and he'll kill you. After you do that, he could do a bullshit thing where he gets up and grabs you, but if you just immediately run out of the room, he probably won't do that. And yeah, after make sure you get the key, because that's the whole reason why we did this. And pick up any green gel bullets that he might have dropped. And after that, you're free to progress through the rest of this chapter. If you haven't looted any parts of this area that I haven't already looted. I mean, you're free to loot the whole area essentially because everyone is dead at this point, and there are no traps that can kill you. We got all the bear traps. But after you're done, go to this area. You should know, you've already played the game hopefully, and open the gate. I got the stick drift. Now there's a building off to the left when you enter through the gate, but it's only got a map fragment and like a syringe, so it's completely useless. So I just avoid it all in all. So just keep going. You don't have to crouch, but just don't sprint. And there's a building off to the right. It's got like 200 green gel in it, if I remember. And after you get that, just kind of make your way to the end of the chapter. Now here, it makes you think you have to crouch, but you really don't. They don't see you, even on the Akumu. But when you get to about in front of this guy, I highly recommend you sprint to the finish line. But again, watch your stamina. What I do here, just to make it a bit quicker, I jump off the bridge, which triggers the cutscene anyway, but it doesn't matter. Just end the chapter either way. And that is the end of chapter 2. I hope that wasn't too difficult. I think that's doable. But yeah, we managed. If you have managed to beat it, well done. You managed to get through chapter 2 without using a single bullet, hopefully. And make sure you don't use a single bullet. If you do, just kind of reload to the last autosave. Now, chapter 3 is going to be the first real challenge, and hopefully I have a strategy on how to get through that. But for now, if you made it this far, well done. 13 more chapters to go, and I'll see you all in chapter 3. Goodbye.